we're going to do two things. One thing we're going to do is engrave something quickly onto this mirror, and I'm going to show you guys how this process works. Okay, so like I said, we got both lasers available here in the carousel. We got the K1 Pros. They have the 24 watt and the 36 watt. Now, if you guys, before we get started, are interested in doing some of the other stuff you've seen me do, like engrave on these metal water bottles, you can get the water bottles right here on Amazon. You can engrave with them on these lasers, whether it's the Laser Pecker 2, the Laser Pecker 3, or the Akira K1 Pros, the 24, 36, 48, whichever watt variant you go with. Now, you will need the rotary and the chuck in order to use these, the laser to engrave on these type of things like this water bottle. Now, the chuck rotary system is an additional $279.99, and it just plugs right into the laser. So all you have to do is set it up. You're gonna have to lift the laser up a little bit, so it's gonna come with these little support feet that's gonna raise the laser up a little bit higher, so that way the laser head can be above whatever it is that you're engraving. Now, the advantage to using something like the Laser Pecker 2 or Laser Pecker 3, I'll show you those as we get to them. You don't have to raise up anything because the head itself does adjust up and down. This laser also has a Z-axis control where you can raise and lower the head as well. So I don't know, we might actually be able to use the chuck without having to raise the laser off of the desk. I don't know, I haven't tested it yet. But anyway, so let me show you some other things that's laser related. So as you guys can see here, there's this metal kind of like a tray here on my desk. This is their laser cutting tray. Now, you need this to protect your desk. Trust me, these lasers are powerful. They will cut right through your desk. At least they'll mark them up. Nobody wants that. Your wife doesn't want that, you know, or your significant other would be very upset if you're using this laser and burning up all the furniture in the house. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. And another issue that I ran into with all the lasers I've had, guys, is fume extraction. Okay, these things, when they're engraving on wood or cutting wood, there is some smoke. I'm telling you, some smoke in the city. So another good investment down the road, it doesn't have to be automatic, would be one of these enclosures. So the enclosure I'm talking about is the black box that you see back there. The laser fits inside of that box. It's really easy to pop it up. I mean, it'll take you like a minute to set this thing up. It comes with a suction fan. It also comes with an LED light. The top panel on top of it has a material similar to the glasses that I use whenever I'm using one of these lasers, so that you can look in on your jobs even while the laser is running. And it has a similar panel on the very front of it, so if you have it set up in the right way and you're sitting in front of it, you can also see the laser working at the same time. Now, this is another very, very essential accessory for your studio. Trust me, if you working from home or in a small area where there's not a lot of airflow, yes, guys, having an enclosure with that fan, because it also comes with this nice long tube that you can route outdoors, out a window, and extract all of that smoke right out of the studio. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this real quick since I already have both of these in the area. So we're just going to go ahead and knock them out since they're in the carousel. You guys can see back here right in front of the enclosure, I have two solar powered batteries and I have a air purifier. Okay, now the air purifier is not the type of air purifier that you would use normally for laser engraving, but something is better than nothing. I do have that listed. The top battery directly underneath it is the EB3A, which is a 600 watt battery, and the one below that is the EB55, which is a 700 watt battery. Okay, both of those batteries, guys, can be powered and charged off of wall power, solar panels, traveling in your vehicle with the included phone adapter. They both have Qi charging on top of them, so you can charge your phones by just laying it on top of the battery. They have built-in lights. Now, the EB3A's light is in the front. The EB55 has a long light panel that's in the back. They both have AC and DC power. They have screens that will give you your input and output for the batteries. Really nice design, guys. And right now, the air purifier that I'm talking about next is actually being powered off of one of these batteries. You guys can see that I have it plugged into the EB55. And I don't think I have anything plugged into the EB3A right now, but I usually use these batteries, guys, to power a lot of the electronics in my studio, including the YOLO box, not the YOLO box, it's the LaserPecker 2, LaserPecker 3. Before I rearranged the studio, one of these batteries used to sit between those two lasers, and this is what I used to use to power them if I didn't want to plug them into the wall. Now, the air purifier that you guys see here, this is also listed in the carousel. It is $79.99. This one has some really unique features. It has a 3-stage air filtration. I can't talk tonight. It has a 3-stage air filtration system. That means it has a pre-filter, a HEPA filter, and a carbon filter all built into the same round cylinder filter that fits underneath it inside. It has 3 different fan modes, technically 4. It has your timer built into it. It also has a night light, and you can add essential oils to this thing. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer without unplugging it. So this is where you would put the essential oil in the top here. This is your control panel right here for the filter. And you guys see here, this is where the air goes in. And then on the top, I'm sorry, the air goes in from, that's where the fan is right there. And that little tab there, you can remove and add your essential oils. So I have this on right now just in case, I do decide to use the laser for something wood related. We'll be able to get some of that smoke. We'll be able to get some of that smoke out of the studio. So, yeah. All right, so we're pretty much halfway through the carousel. I think the next thing's coming up is going to be the LaserPecker. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get to messing with this laser over here. Okay, so in a nutshell, guys, the first things I'm going to be doing is showing you the materials I'm going to be working with and how fast it is to get started and do one of these jobs, okay? Now, I do have the material I want to engrave on, which is a mirror. I have it on a piece of wood just because I don't want the mirror on the glass. The glass of the mirror on this because this is metal, okay? And sometimes if the laser goes through the mirror, it will mark on the opposite side. So you'll see some, weird looking colors on the back of it. But I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to remove the wood and I'm just going to use one of these little photo holders because it's just, generic black. That's what I think I'm going to use instead. And this will still protect the glass from hitting that, that cutting bed. So let's do that. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to focus the laser. What? How in the world do we have 10,000 likes already? What it do? What is really going on? Somebody done lost their little fingernails, just peck. Did y'all get a woodpecker or something? Is that what it is? Y'all ordered woodpeckers and now the woodpecker's just pecking on the mouse? And that's how we got so many likes? Is that how we got there? Okay. It could happen. I ain't gonna judge you. No, sir. All right, let's get, okay. So I see Alan's cat was helping too. Even though Alan's cat spends just as much time at my house as it does at Alan's house. And I don't know how that cat makes it so far in just a few hours. I know there is a travel portal somewhere in Alan's house and he's probably not even aware of it. At least he doesn't have access to it. I'm telling you, man, these animals are taking over the world. They already rule the world. We just don't know it. Lady L is in the house. What it do, L? Welcome to the stream. We're about to engrave onto the back of a mirror. All right, so let's go over here to Lightburn first, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of what's going on here. So let's pop over here to Lightburn. Now, this is the last thing I cut out, which is this. If you guys remember, I did this really quick wood cutout of this earring, just the one earring, and that's what I had last week. So I just left it up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit delete on that. So I need to find what I want to engrave onto the mirror, okay? So I'm thinking I want to do the mirror something like a coaster, okay? Now, I got some coaster art here. Let me find something that we can work with. Here's my coasters, and most of these are coffee related, but then again, this would also be, you know, kind of coffee related too. I think we did that one on a wooden puck, so we're not going to do that one again. What does this one say? Coffee break. Hey, that's a cool one. What do you guys think about that one? The one that says coffee break, which is number 12. I'm gonna let you guys vote. So we have, let's see, another one here. What is this one? This one just says coffee skill. Yeah, coffee. No, I don't like that one. Okay, here's another one. Let's try this one right here. What do we got? I want it to be something that looks good on this mirror. Now, we don't have to do a coaster. I mean, we could do anything. You like coffee break, Al? I mean, Richard? Which one was that? Was that this one? So that's coffee power. So that one is the wake up one. I know that. So you saying coffee break. Where did we see that one? Was it that one? No. Was it this one? Coffee to go. First coffee. But coffee first. It wasn't that one. These don't just pop up the way I like them to. Coffee is a hug in the mug. That's kind of cute. Coffee is a hug in the mug. What do y'all got? What do you guys think about that one? Coffee is, no, it says coffee is hug in mug. That's bad grammar. Elle will come for us for that because she's a teacher. She probably doesn't like that at all. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm trying to find the one that Richard is talking about. I don't know where that one was. If I saw it, I don't know if where did I see that? It says coffee time. I don't like that one. What is this one right here? Hot coffee, happy day. It was one of the first ones, right? Okay, so that's not it. That's wake up. That's coffee power. I don't know where you saw coffee break, bro. Hold on. I don't see that one. What does that one say? What is this one? Hold on. I don't know why it won't highlight them. That's just annoying. Let me just open it. But coffee, but first coffee. No, I'm not feeling that. We can pick another one. Yeah. Let's just find something that works with this round mirror. Drink more beer. No, let's not do that one. What is this one? Coffee break. That's the one Richard was talking about right there. See, we found it, Richard. You had no faith, Richard. You had no faith, but we found it anyway, Richard. All right, so let's make this a little bit smaller. So let's, wait a minute. Nope, we don't want to do that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna try and just angle it about right there. So I gotta actually measure to see how big the mirror is. So these are the steps. Okay. So first thing you want to do is find the diameter of the mirror, which is probably about 100 millimeters, but let's just check. All right, so let me grab the caliber. All right, so here's our caliber, a digital caliber. Let's zero it out and let's see how tall this is. This is 115 millimeters. Somebody remember that. 115 millimeters. Okay, so it doesn't matter which direction I engrave it. I just have to flip it because of the fact it's going to be mirrored on this coaster. All right. So I think, let me do this first. Let's create a tool line so we know where everything is gonna fall. Okay, let's start with a tool line. So let's zoom out here and let's figure out how big this piece of paper is. So we wanna measure that first. So our paper is, it is 150 millimeters tall. And we're gonna say it is, let's just do it as a square. We're gonna do it as a square of 150 by 150 millimeters, just to create a square, okay? So that's the first thing we're gonna do is create our square, and then we're gonna place that. So I'm gonna take this graphic here and just take it off the board real quick so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let me switch back over here. So first thing I wanna do is create my tool layers, tool path. So we're gonna make this 150 by 150 millimeters. Make sure it's gonna be something, it's more of a rectangle, but we're just gonna make it a square. Okay, so we wanna make this 150 by 150 millimeters. So I'm just gonna adjust it right here, 150 by 150. And that's gonna give us our square, okay? Now, like I said, this is going to be a tool layer, so it's not going to have any effect on anything. It's just going to make it that much easier for us to be able to focus and place our mirror onto this tile, okay? So let's just make that a tool path, and let's move that tool path up to the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send the laser to where that corner radius is, right here. So I'm gonna grab this tool here and I'm gonna move the laser to that point right there. I think it's already there. It is already there. Let me check something. Yeah, it's already there. So we're gonna move it to this far corner right here. That's where we want it to stay. Okay, so now what that looks like on the laser, let's put our cardboard back down. So now if I was to frame that, we should see the laser go around 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters, but we still have to focus it, right? So first thing we're gonna do is just run our laser and see if the framing is gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit frame. And no, it did not work. So let me send that back to home. I'm gonna have to reset it because it crashed right into the wall. And that means that my settings were off. So I'm gonna fix that. We're gonna bring the laser back to home. All right, there we go, back to home. So now I'm gonna send it back out to that destination. And it looks like it's back in the same spot. I'm gonna try to frame it again just to see what happens. And it crashed back into it again. So that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I know what's wrong. My bad. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Let's go back. I know why it's crashing into it. Because I have the laser bed is too far over and it's not able to see that full diameter. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna try to move this right to the center. Let's do that. Let's center this. Now I'm gonna send this back to, I wanna send it to this corner up here. Okay, so that should be that far corner. So now if I bring it to the center, okay, that's the center, okay. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to focus the laser. So let me show you guys what the light burn looks like. This is how I got everything set up. I still haven't done anything. We're just gonna focus the laser. So we're gonna bring it back over here and I'm gonna hit autofocus under the the console. And I want it to focus on top of the mirror. So that's what we're gonna be engraving on. Now our speed is gonna be around 3,000 millimeters per minute. at about 30% power to engrave onto this this back of this mirror. So it should be focused here in a second. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to move this now back to that position. I'm still not sure if this is going to work because this is very odd. So let's take, that's a tool layer, and I think that's where the problem is. So let's grab this and let's move this into our center here. And let's see if we can get, let me go ahead and flip this while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so that's flipped. There's our coffee break, okay. And this is how long it takes, about 40 seconds. If we don't, we're gonna probably, instead of outlining this, let's go ahead and let's do a fill on this one. So let's see what that fill is gonna look like. I also need to change this power setting. That's too high, 80. Let's make that 30% power. Okay, so let's see what that's going to look like. So this is what we're trying to engrave onto the back of the mirror. And this is going to take, 25 minutes. Nope, we're not going to do that because that's going to take way too long. That would be fine if I was just doing this. Technically, I could do it, because this is not really going to do too much here in the studio. It's about 25 minutes. That's about how long it's going to take me to get through the rest of the stream. So yeah, I guess that's okay. That's okay. So let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can frame this now. And hopefully it'll be able to frame it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little trick here, and just so I can see it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as a line outline. I'm going to show you guys a little trick. So if you don't have a jig or something like that, you can actually burn this as an outline so you can find it, okay? So I'm going to create another box that's just going to go right around this, and we're going to burn just that box, okay? So now I'm going to grab this box tool, and I'm going to go about right here, hold shift, and I'm just going to draw this out to about right there. That should, oops. Let's try that one more time. I'm holding down the shift and I'm trying to bring this out to about right there. I messed it up again. Let's do it one more time and get it about right there. Okay, so this line right here is the one we want to burn. So we're going to put that on a separate layer, and we're going to turn everything else off except that line. Okay, so just this one line right here we want to burn. So we have that set at 1. Oh, that's way too. Ooh, that's going to burn a hole. So we don't want that. So let's make this one also 3600, and bring the power down to about 25%. I just want a light outline so I can see it on the paper. Okay, so we're just going to run that, and that should go really quick. That's only going to take 9 seconds for it to burn that. All right, so let me put my glasses on real quick, and hopefully this is going to give us our outline. And I have my glasses on, you guys can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Okay, so there's our outline. Now this might be too large for a mirror. Okay, I think that's about right. So now that would put the mirror right here up in this little corner. So let's grab this right here. Let's go ahead and turn this back on. Let's turn off that cut layer. And now we can grab this one. We should be able to see it. And we're just going to drag it a little bit closer. Whoops, not that one. We want this one. And we're going to try to move that a little bit closer to that corner. Right about there. Now, I still think that's too big, so I'm going to change the size of this down to under 100 millimeters. Put that about right there. Yep. That did not work. Let's try that again. Let's get that under 100 millimeters. And then we're going to move it to that corner right about there. This doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to show you guys that you can do this on one of these mirrors. I'm just going to frame it just to see where it's falling. All right, so let's go ahead and run our frame. Dilbert's in the house. Welcome, Dilbert. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run a quick frame on this to see where this is falling. Let's do that one more time. Okay. And let's do this other frame. Let's see if this does a better job. All right, one more again. For some reason, I think I'm making this way too big, and I can't tell because I don't have my camera set up above it so I can really see it. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller just so I can kind of control it a little bit. All right, let's try that frame one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and burn. I'm gonna burn the inlay so I can see it. I'm gonna burn this real quick so I can see it. So that's only gonna take a few seconds. We're only talking about 21 seconds. So I'm gonna run that. Let me grab my glasses, and that way I can see exactly where it's falling. All right, so we're just gonna run this so we can see what it looks like. And let's just hit start. So the advantage to this is I'll be able to put the mirror in the exact same spot, and then we'll be able to engrave what we want to on the mirror in that same spot. All right, it's almost done. Because when I moved all of these things around for Prime Day, I didn't set everything back up the way I originally had it. So some of my measurements are off because I don't have my my board down here anymore, so I don't have anything to measure off of. Okay. So we can put the mirror right there. All right, so we can put the mirror right there, and now I should be able to run this. And so we're running this, guys, at 3,800 millimeters per minute and 33% power. Okay, we're doing a line outline. Let me see what it would look like as the fill, as I mentioned that before. So let's see how long it would take the fill. The fill's gonna only take 10 minutes. So let's just do the fill. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So here in Lightroom, this is the line that we're working with. I just turned off that blue layer that we were first working with. I turned that off. So we only have the one thing that's going to burn here, which is this layer right here that we're setting to fill for the coffee. So if we look at it in the preview, it's showing us that this is going to take about 10 minutes for this to burn the whole thing. So that means I'm going to have my glasses on the whole time, but that's all right. I can live with that. All right, so let's just go ahead and hit start. Luckily, I got a couple of spare mirrors just in case this doesn't go well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start on this. So let me get my glasses on first, take my reading glasses off my head, and we can just kind of rock it out from there. All right, so let's hit start. All right, guys, so now while that is going and is engraving, now this does not really produce a lot of fumes, but it is a mirror. So there are possibly some toxins that could, derive from using, engraving on a mirror. So like I said, air purification systems is a must. So definitely do that. All right. So the next item in our carousel is actually another laser. That laser is from a company called Laser Pecker. Let me grab it. All right, so let me show you guys this laser real quick. So this is the Laser Pecker 2. Now this is a desktop laser. This is a 5-watt laser. The one we're working with over here is a 24-watt laser. This one has a limited working area of 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. If you go with the full kit that I have listed down in the carousel right now, guys, it's also going to come with this third axis, and the third axis is what you're going to use, like I was talking about, with a chuck or roller. This is going to allow you to do things like your water bottles and stuff like that. You can also use this in slab mode. So if you have like a long piece of material, say for instance, you had something really long and you wanted to engrave on that, you could put this on there and it would roll it underneath the laser while it's engraving, okay? Then you have another option with this 5-watt laser. You can actually take the third axis off and then mount the laser on top of it. And then what it's going to do, it's going to be more like a rolling vacuum, because the laser will be on top and it will roll along on top of your material. Now, I've used this little laser here, guys, for so many different things. You guys know I used it to create the metal water bottles, to create the stone coasters, metal business cards. This is going to work with plastics, metals. You can even engrave on fruit. So if you have kids and you want to put like a little special message on their lunches, on their fruit, you can use that for this as well. And especially round things, just pop it on here and let it rotate as you engrave. Now, the shroud itself does have a built-in fan, but I highly recommend that you definitely, guys, find some type of air filtration system that you can plug in behind this to help suck those fumes out, okay? Now, like I said, this has a lot of built-in features. One of the main features is you can run this laser right off of your smartphone. iPhone or Android, doesn't really matter. It comes with the app. You just download it. Now, the head of the laser is motorized. You have these little buttons right here that's going to raise and lower the laser. Now, the focus distance of this laser is actually 110 millimeters, and it must be 110 millimeters from the surface of the material in order for it to have a proper focus. But if you're looking for a small, compact, desktop laser, this could be exactly what you're looking for. And you remember earlier, we were talking about things that you can use to enhance your side hustle. Think about all the things you can create with one of these lasers. Coasters. You can create jewelry. I have an Apple Watch. I see a lot of people customizing the Apple Watch bands and stuff like that. Yes, and you can use a laser to do that. You can make name tags. You can make keychains. You can make so many different things with these lasers, guys. So, like I said, this is another way to expand your already existing side hustle, or maybe start a side hustle, because if you're into crafting or you're a crafty person already, this could be a win for you. So definitely check it out. All right, so somebody in their great wisdom sent me a TIG welder, y'all. Yes, that's what that is back there. I actually have two of them, two welding machines. But this one right here is the TIG welder. And I was thinking, okay, well, what could I possibly want to weld? There's nothing in the world that I would want to weld. And then I started thinking about it, right? Think about art. Let's say you wanted to create some custom frames for some of the art you would 3D print, or art that you would laser engrave or laser cut, and you wanted to add a few metal accents to it. Yes, something like a TIG welder could come in really handy. Yes, there's a learning curve. Yes, there's some safety issues that you may have to overcome. I'm going to learn this just because I have it. So like I told you guys before, when I first got the laser, I didn't know anything about lasers. When I first got the 3D printer, I didn't know anything about 3D printers. Now I use these things literally every single day. So next on my agenda is this TIG welder. That's the next thing that I'm going to try. I'm not going to say I'm going to master it, but I will have a working knowledge of it, okay? And it's not very expensive, guys. I mean, this unit back here is $129.90. You guys can see it. It's down in the carousel, all the stuff that comes with it. So just think about it as just one more tool that you could use to expand your range of your creativity, right? Now here's something else that I got to review. And when I first got this, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, why would somebody ever send Rome a Palm router? And then I started thinking about it. Ooh, I could make cutting boards. I could make I can't pronounce it. You know, those cheese boards. So many things I could make with this, right? So check this out. So this little kit right here, it comes with all the different bits, for the router. Everything you need in this one little case, okay? So you get like a variety of different bits. These are the little, cutting bits. Here's the router, all the little braces and brackets and everything that comes with it. Now, most of the stuff here, a lot of us will probably never use because we don't do any real woodworking. But just think about all the scrap wood you could find and then just, trim it up really nicely, throw that under the laser, do some custom engraving on it, maybe a quick little cut or something like that. These kind of tools, guys, can take your hustle to the next level. So again, here's another tool that I got to get some materials in so I can play with. Now, the chances of me doing this during my live stream, I'm not saying it's impossible, but that much smoke and dust and stuff like that, I do not want that in the studio. If I was to use this or the TIG welder, I would have to set up a stream where I'm going to be in the garage, so I don't have to worry about, the metal flying all over the place or something possibly catching on fire, or, wood, dust everywhere. But I am going to be doing, I'm going to find a way to make this work, even if I have to do a video on it, just so I can show you guys, yes, I was able to do it. And like I said, you can get this. This is a really good price on this thing, guys. This thing is $52.99. All the tools in here that you need. And of course, you can always expand this as much as you want to. I've seen people, create entire routing tables out of something as simple as this little tool and just mounting it inside of their routing table. Now they got a tabletop router where they can just go in and shape wood and do whatever they want with it, and then detach it whenever you want to. All of the different, components, the brackets, everything comes in the case. And as you guys see, very lightweight, easy to travel with. So definitely check it out. Now I was picking on Alan earlier today because Alan was telling me he was putting down some floors. And this is something that I put in the carousel just to pick on Alan today. This is a personal air fan, or air conditioning system. So what this does, guys, when you turn this on, it actually produces airflow all around your neck, on the back of your neck. And you wear this kind of like a little brace around your neck. You turn this thing on, it's going to produce really cool air. If you're out in the hot, crazy hot weather like we're having down here in Texas, I'm telling you, I could go bake a cake on my sidewalk. I could probably go grill on the side of my house without my grill. It is literally that hot outside, okay? So when I go to the mailbox, I go out to my truck, and it's crazy, Alan, I have 2 of these in the studio. And every single time I go out, I do the exact same thing you did. I either left it in here in the studio or I put it in the truck and completely forgot about it. And the whole day I'm complaining about how hot it is. And I have something as cool as one of these things that I could have just been, adding a little bit of cool, fresh air on my neck. And guys, don't forget, this is gonna make a really cool conversation starter, because you know people gonna walk up to you and ask you what this is. They're probably gonna think it's some kind of speakers, but just like, you know, hey, I'm trying to fight off the heat. I'm trying to fight off this heat in Texas, because it ain't getting no cooler, y'all. None whatsoever. All right, what else we got? Okay, so let me show you something. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put these on because I need to keep my glasses on, but check these out. If you have a stressful life, like most of us do ever since 2020, everybody's stressed, everybody's got anxiety, everybody's got, you know, some form of depression or what have you. This is an eye massager, guys. Let me take it out of the box and show you guys what you get. I started playing with this thing a couple of days ago. Now the box is a little challenging. It's almost like one of those Apple boxes. They're designed to just, you know, kind of open on at their own pace, but we ain't got time for all that slow box. All right, so let me grab this. Yes, it comes with a manual for all of those, you know, Rising Siren and all of those that will say there's no manual. There's the manual right there. But here is the actual, this is the eye massager, okay? I like this because it looks like some kind of 3D glasses, okay? Check that out. So that's what they look like. They have this mirrored finish, okay? Now you have these little probes inside of these little motors inside. Each one has its own little independent motors. And what that does is it massages around your eyes. You get like a level of acupressure. It massages your whole, you know, that whole area there. You have multiple modes you can set up with this. And actually, when you have these on, you can actually see through them. Now, it's probably about I'm going to say it's not the same level as these glasses, but you guys are not going to be able to see it on the camera. But, you know, when you look through these, you can actually see in the room. So I could sit, you know, around with these on and still watch television or still read a book or, you know, surf the web or whatever. And they look super cool, right? The band is very, you know, stretchy. And it's also completely adjustable. So if you got a big head like I do, one of these big pumpkin heads, and if I can get this thing on this big pumpkin head, I'm gonna look away from the laser. So I'm gonna be looking in this direction. So I'm gonna take off my regular glasses and my laser glasses, and I'm gonna take my headphones off and see if I can position those without blinding myself. All right, so this was already set up for my big head. So I wanna show you guys, I can put this on, and this is kind of what it looks like. So when I have this on, I do not feel any uncomfortable pressure from this. And then plus, you know, a brother does look good in this. I'm just saying, you know it, I know it. But at the same time, I can still see. You see, I can reach up and touch my microphone. I can pick up this benchy and talk about this benchy right here because I can see through these. Now, like I said, it's not the same amount of visibility that you would have with normal glasses, but for the most part, you'd be wearing these with them on to help relax and, you know, remove some of the stress out of your life. So really simple design, but elegant all at the same time, guys. This is a beautiful design. Now, this is a fingerprint magnet. There's no way to get around that. So you will be cleaning this thing off quite a bit. I'm gonna see if I can get it back in the bag. And that's why I put it back in the box originally. Oop, I almost dropped it. I almost dropped it because the bag has another hole in it. Y'all see that hole right there? You see the hole? I literally almost dropped this on the floor. I would have been so upset. So let's, I'm telling y'all, crazy stuff be happening to me. All right, so let's see if I can get it in some plastic and wrap it up again. Now it's back in the plastic. Okay. So here's the box that it comes in, and that's what I've been keeping it in the box. There's our manual, and here's our little box top. And just close it up like that. Boom, there you go. Now, this right now, guys, is $89.99. If you guys want to check that out, definitely do so. All right, so let me grab my headphones, see what the audio sounds like. All right, so I think I'm sounding normal now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the next thing in the carousel, which is just some materials that you can use with the laser. So our laser is done finally, so I'm gonna have to wipe off the mirror. All right, so let me grab this and grab a towel. Now I would usually clean this with like I want you guys to see. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? Can you see that coffee break? Let me clean it a little bit better. Okay, so I need to clean this off much better. Let me grab some alcohol. Yeah, let's use this one. Let's get some of the soot off. And then get some of it off the front of the glass. Yeah, I think it picked up some of the burn back from the paper. See how dirty that is? Hold on. We're almost there. I'm not gonna make this perfect, but we're gonna get it close enough where you guys can see how nice this looks without a bunch of fingerprints and soot on it. All right, so this is what it looks like right now, if you guys can see that. So it burned that onto the this mirrored coaster. So let's go back over here real quick. So that's what it looks like. What do you guys think? Now, another thing you can do with this, check this out. So let's take this to the next level, and we're gonna add this to this little desktop puck, right? So we could pop this in, and let's turn that on. Check that out. What do you guys think about that? And of course, you could change the color. This is a whole business right here, guys. Think about all the people you could make one of these little custom signs for. You know, whether it's their branding, something that they're passionate about, coffee, whatever it is. And all of these materials you can get right here on Amazon, right? So let me make sure I got on a battery. You guys can see, you know, it's changing colors right now. I have it where it's just, you know, kind of rotating through the different colors. But yeah, look at how nice that looks. You could have this in your little coffee bar. You could have this in your man cave, your she shed. This could say whatever you wanted to say. I mean, it's like we found graphics that said, you know, something about beer, something about wine, something. It could be something about makeup. It could be anything you want it to be. And you could engrave these and sell these pretty much any place. You could do them at trade shows. You could do it through family and friends, co-workers, things like that. You can also obviously sell these online, and you can do these type of custom products you can sell right here on Amazon, guys. So like this little base right here, I bought this on Amazon. It comes with 2 acrylic pieces. I think, let me see if I can find it. So you get 2 of these pieces of acrylic that comes with it, but I'm not using acrylic, I'm using this mirror. But like I said, you have a number of options for this mirror. So this could just be a mirror coaster that you set on a table, you know, with the little feet underneath it. Or you could add it to, like I said here, one of these light bases. There you go. This is a beautiful opportunity to be creative, create something amazing. Let me know what you guys think about this so far. So that's what we made. Now, like I said, there's so many materials you can work with these lasers, guys. I mean, it's wood, there's stone, there's plastic, there's acrylics, there's all these different materials you can work with. The wood that's listed in the carousel right now is the wood that I've used to cut, you know, things like these little coasters, this 3mm wood here. You can get this right here on Amazon, like in multi-sheets. I think it's like 10 sheets, 12 sheets. You can get it 12 by 12 inches for the wood. Now, there's going to be some variety of different woods out there. Now, if you're doing like inlays, you want 2 different types of wood. One where you're going to cut out what you want, then the other one you're going to reverse that, and then you're going to inlay the 2 of those and glue them together, or, you know, get a little rubber hammer and put them together, and you can create all different types of art, right? So I'm really interested in knowing what you guys think about this. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I'm going to try to put it up here as close as I can. But this is what we created tonight, this little coffee break little sign. I think it is very cool. Let me just set this on one solid color. Let me see. Yeah, the green. I think the green shows up really nicely. So, yeah, that's what we did. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side here and I'm gonna show you guys a few other materials.